I'm back. Oh my gosh, there's a Buc-ee's blow up on this episode of, I'm going the wrong way, In Your Neighborhood with Brittany Wines. Almost forgot where I was going edition. Hey, I just want to give a mad shout out, well, to all my peeps, but if you are somebody who kind of makes a point to watch my stuff and, notices that I'm not on social media, I appreciate you. I've had a number of my friends reach out to me just checking in, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been this last month, it's been a good month in so many different ways, but on the mental and emotional front, internally especially, it's been a tough one for me. I've talked about it a number of different times, the few times I've been on here recently, and this time around with the influx of emotion and, for lack of a better term, lack of control, it's so weird because, obviously everyone can tell I'm high-strung just on a normal day-to-day, but, it's a hot mess in there, just the constant perpetual. But, I still keep going, I still keep trudging. I am happy to report, though, that today, and I can't say the first day in a month because that's not facts-based, but the first day in at least a few days, a few enough days to where I notice a difference. I've actually woke up not quite as in a forlorn state, and that just, I guess for me, I may not even be using the correct definition of forlorn. That's a fancy word of saying just heavy, you know what I mean? And I don't really have anything going on, guys. Like specifically, I'm going to throw it right out there. I've mentioned it, talked about it a little bit. I suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder. Well, the OCD part, I definitely have OCD. And OCD isn't just methodically or repetitively doing the same thing over and over again, in a routine. It can be more than that. And when I was younger, in my teens, I've got some friends of mine who probably remember I obsessively washed my hands, I did the weird door locking stuff, and all of that sort of went away. Now in my adulthood, and the more I've been working in therapy and stuff like that, it's very fascinating because I like to know down to the molecular level why what is happening to me or to other people mental health wise happens. Like what is it that makes things shake out the way they do for different people? And I just find it really interesting that now that I'm an adult, the OCD is manifesting in a different way. When I was a kid, it would manifest in me, but that was back when the internet was really first booming, you know what I mean? When in my teen years, I'd obsessively research about asteroids. Used to drive my parents nuts. We went to Florida for Pete's sakes, and I'm an only child. My folks, my dad's still young, he's just over 60, but I was lucky to have parents who were young enough to have fun and want to go and do things. And this one particular short break, it was like a spring break or a fall break, while my parents went to the beach, I went to the library there and just sat and researched asteroids. It's crazy, it's nuts, but I did it. And that was kind of what that looked like back then. Now that I've become an adult, made it all the way through, where I am now in adulthood. And it started, I think, when Alexis went off to school because I am a control freak. That's part of it. Someone who does have OCD or kind of in that world, you want things a certain way. Or you want to be able to control things, and I'm an empath, I'm a lover, I'm a fixer, I'm a giver. So, when that polar shift, like the axis, my world revolved because, my birdies are flying out of the nest, it perpetuated itself, the OCD and the anxiety, which I've always been anxious, but amplified, turned into health anxiety. Well, as I said, when we get older, I'm almost 43, you have maintenance. It's like fixing the jalopy. That's what I refer to myself as. When you take your car to the shop, you're having it worked on, keeping it tuned up. I recognize fully the importance of doing those things, especially at my age. But all of that, because when you go and get checked, sometimes they find things, some things they got to work on. Right now, I'm able to sit and talk about this and not feel cringy or totally amped up, but, there are times like even trying to verbalize that and say, hey, you do these things because you could find something, but then you fix it and do the best you can with it. It's tough, guys, and just the last few weeks, the weather's getting colder, You know, I'm getting older, and it was just, you know, my body's acclimating to everything. It was tough, but I am glad that today I am able to wake up having a pretty good day. You know, getting ready to head over to the lodge, and I'm able to smile. I smiled yesterday, but it was more in vain. You know, I was watching this guy last night on TikTok, and they were talking about why they are always a nice person, and that resonated with me because that is how I want to be. I always want to be nice and friendly. So even when I'm in the suck and I'm not wanting to smile, and it's not because, oh, I'm so depressed, there's some chemical imbalance and some cuckoo-ness going inside of my person it throws it off. So I'm trying to hammer that out and figure out how to just stay in front of it, so that way, you know, I work and I do fine and I hang out with people. You know, a lot of people that were around me last couple months didn't realize the struggle. The struggle is real. But when it's something you live with day to day, when it becomes extra challenging for whatever reason on a day, you got to figure out a way to bring that back down. And I'll put it right out there. This is for grown folks. Sorry, boys, men, if you're here and trying to listen. What I think I have hammered out when I am seeing a major influx in my worrisome nature, the intrusiveness of, oh, what's wrong with me here? Oh, what's this ache? What's that? Oh, what are they doing? It seems to happen around the good old monthly time. And getting older, that means I can't wait until that stops, because in that way I'm not going to have to mess with that. But women, especially my age, you know, if you're feeling and it seems to be around, you know, your time of the month, you're not alone, and we're going to get through it. So, with all that being said, you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for sitting and listening to me. Hopefully some of the personal things that I was just talking about can help someone else realize, damn, man, that's how I feel too. Like, I really am just, I get it. I really get it. Like, I feel okay, but I don't feel okay, and what can I do to make it better? Keep trying, kicking ass, taking names. I got work to do. Love you guys. Peace.